Hey there, good morning. Welcome back to the Two-Stroke Turbo channel. This is where you get your fix on Stella, the shop dog. Stella, sit. Sit. Good girl. She thinks she's hunting something, and I just put her into a pause. It's called a hold. We do a little practice hunting. She thinks she sees something. Now I'm going to release her. Okay, go get him. Go get the coyote. Okay, we got to work on the release. There she goes. What are we working on today? Let's focus on what jobs are at hand. We've got Isetas up the kazoo. Red Iseta, red Iseta, and there's another one in the shop. This one is a cabriolet. I just did a video on what ails this one. We're getting it fixed up. We got the gas draining out. There's still a few more drips there. We're going to replace the gas valve. But today we're going to work on something more pedestrian. What I call my bread and butter vehicles. This is a 2007 Nissan Frontier four-wheel drive V6 manual transmission. And what we're going to be focusing on is the axles and the axle seals. So let's see. On this particular car, it has a disc brake rear end. So the disc brake calipers will grab right here where my fingers are pinching, and that's what stops the vehicle in a normal service manner. But this big hub here is a drum, and that drum has e-brake shoes like these. These are brand new e-brake shoes that go within this drum. And you can see the e-brakes on this particular vehicle are completely saturated with axle oil. They're just greasy, and the customer cannot park on a hill anymore. It's kind of a problem. What's happening is the axle oil seals have failed here. The grease is getting slung in the inside of the drum, and it has coated the friction material of the e-brake shoes with oil, which means they're ineffective in holding the vehicle on a hill. The oil acts as a lubricant and affects the friction material where the drum is all slippery. The e-brake shoes are all oily, will not hold. So what do we got to do? We got to pull the axles out. It's not that big of a job. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not that big of a job for me. It's a 4-bolt flange. You put an axle puller on here and you wham, wham, wham. You pull the axles out. You then have to pull the bearings out, which I've already done because this wheel bearing is right here. I'm touching it here, and the seal is located just inbound of that. So to replace this seal, you got to take off the bearing, the spacer, and you ruin the bearing in the process. So this bearing is the old style, which is two piece, and the new one is one piece. So in order of operation, we have our axle, which goes into the differential. We have our spacer, we have our bearing, we have our seal, we have a retainer flange, we have our ABS ring, we then have the outer part of the axle, the hub, and everything. So it's kind of a big job, actually. We've got to replace the e-brake shoes, clean up this entire mess. We replace the seals, put the axles back in, refill the differential, and I'm putting on new brake rotors because this truck has got a lot of miles on it, and they're really wore down and grooved. And I think she's going to like having an e-brake because it's dangerous not to have one. But that's what it takes to fix the e-brake on a 2007 Nissan Frontier, and it seems to be a common problem. I see this on a lot of Frontiers, especially where the axle oil seals leak or give up, and it causes problems. This side over here wasn't quite as bad. You can see there's still some dryness to the e-brake shoes, but still they're getting ready to go. So we're doing both sides. So that is the order of today. Not as fun as a BMW Isetta, a sporty Singer, a Honda 600, a Dauphine, or maybe even a DKW 3.6, but it pays the bills and it feels good to help somebody out. So let's get this thing back on the road and enjoy our day. I hope you're enjoying your day. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Really appreciate it. Hope you learned something, and let's keep on trucking, shall we? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.